welcome to the Startup Grind.
I'm Marcy Swenson. I'm one half of the executive coaching duo, Startup Happiness. My partner Dale is in the audience. And we work with startup CEOs and CTOs primarily, helping them be more awesome. We meet with them weekly, and we ask them hard questions and challenge them. We have some of the answers. They have a lot more of the answers for themselves. As Carl said, I've had several different exits. I've had a sale, I've had a fail, and I've had an IPO. So between that and the last 6 years of coaching startup founders, I've encountered most situations that you might be likely to find yourself in right now. So when Derek emailed me about a month ago and asked me to speak here, I had to ask myself why. Why would I come here and talk? What would actually make it worth it? I'm going to have to move some of my clients. I have a full schedule. It's kind of hard to do that. And I realized I had the opportunity to have an impact on everybody in this room and potentially change the way you do not only this conference, but you move forward and do your startup. So I want you guys to start practicing the habits of being successful startup founders today. And this is something that you can do whether you've been a startup founder multiple times over or whether you're just getting started. This is something that's going to apply to everyone in this room. So I'm going to ask you to really make it worth it for me to stand up here and play with you today and play along. So I want you to think back to when you bought your ticket for this conference. What were you thinking you'd get out of it? Were you thinking that you would learn something, maybe meet some great people? One thing that's sort of common with conferences is people treat them as edutainment. You know, you sit in your seat, you listen to some really amazing people, maybe you get to meet a couple of them, and you walk away with some really interesting information. I'm going to ask you to up the ante. I want you to actually think about, for you in your career and in your company right now, what would an amazing outcome be from this conference? What's something that you could walk away with 2 days from now when the conference is over, and that when you open the door to your house, you just feel excited and proud? And the reason I'm challenging you to do this is whether you're making an investment in yourself, whether your partner's investing in you by maybe working while you're founding a startup, or whether you actually have investors that have given you money, they're always going to be expecting you to get the very best possible outcome from any event. So I'm actually going to give you 60 seconds to think about, what outcome do you want from this conference? What do you want to get here? I know that Derek has challenged everybody to give, and I know that you'll be doing that too, but what do you want to come home with? So I'm going to ask you to write it down, actually pick up a pen, and for extra credit, tweet it with the hashtag StartupGrind. And that'll actually anchor it for you, and it'll also help people know what you want. So your 60 seconds starts now. Go. Got about another 30 seconds. Great. Thank you so much. I see everybody's really been taking this seriously and playing along. And you've actually just started practicing one of the key habits of successful startup founders. And that is taking some time away from what's happening to think about the outcome that you want to get and actually writing it down. I'm going to ask if anyone's willing to share what outcome they want. Carl has a microphone. Who's willing to? Yeah, you in the in the front row with a checkered shirt, sir.
Well,
Give us your name and tell us what outcome you're looking for.
my name's Jonathan, and I'm looking to be motivated. In other words, sometimes I'm motivated, and sometimes I just need momentum. So I'm looking to kind of tap into that energy.
Great. So first thing you're looking for is motivation, and that's fantastic. A successful startup founder is actually always managing their energy, and they're really aware of like, oh, I'm kind of in a down period, or I don't know if I can muster. If you were really motivated and you got something else, what would happen during the conference?
Well, I'd have other people to connect with in the same place that could kind of be that anchor and also provide that too.
Great. So Jonathan, you'd also have some people that you wanted to connect with, and when you connected with them, what would you be looking for? Are you looking for a support group? Are you looking for partners? Are you looking for people to work with? Like, get more specific, because you're much more likely to find what you want if you know what it is.
Support group. I mean, all of the above, but the support group aspect supports the momentum that I'm looking to sustain.
Awesome. So I'll up the ante even more. Give me just one phrase or something that would help people know if they want to be in your support group. And if they want to actually work with you and support you, like what stage you're at, what you're working on.
So we're in the stealth mode in the initial phase of completing our MVP plans. We have development talent in-house, and I'm looking for support from someone who can pull together the operations side.
Great. So you might be looking for people with experience in operations. You might be looking for other people who are working on their MVP to talk about what that really means. Yeah. So see how I got you to be much more specific? Yeah. Where you just asked for a support group, it's sort of like, I might be in it, I might not. Now I really want to help you. I'm excited about what you want. Thank you so much for volunteering to go first. Carol actually has some chocolate for you. Anybody else want to share what outcome they want? Yes.
Hi, my name's Bert, and
Bert.
I'm looking for an angel who is passionate about military history.
Ooh. So what I love about that is how specific it is. Like, you've actually kind of nailed, this is the thing that I would want. There's one thing to be looking for. What else are you looking for here? Give me one other thing.
Meet other like-minded people that are also building crowdsourcing platforms.
Say that one again, I didn't catch it.
Meet other like-minded people that are also building crowdsourcing platforms.
Awesome. Okay, so you're looking for people who are interested in crowdsourcing and builders, makers?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, got it. Go ahead and give him chocolate. So see how I made the requests that Jonathan and Bert, did I get that right? We're making more specific. That's what I want to challenge each one of you to do. Make your outcome really specific. I asked you to write it down. I asked you to share it. And the next thing I want to do is plan a little retrospective for you. One thing that startup founders also do is they're kind of constantly checking in and course correcting. So tonight when you go to dinner, it's a good chance you might go to dinner with someone from Startup Grind, maybe someone that you met today. Do a little retrospective. How's it going with your outcome? Are you getting closer? What did you try and did it work? It's something that you can actually puzzle through together and figure out, is there anything I want to change and course correct? Because then I'll have another whole day, and that's going to make my outcome more likely. Okay, so we just talked about the outcome that you want and what you might do to get more of it. The second thing I want to talk about is, what are you learning that's part of creating that outcome? Because successful startup founders are always learning and growing. They're always trying to sort of figure out something new. And so examples of things that you're learning might be getting more specific about asking for what you want. I know Derek in his introduction mentioned, like, please don't pitch each other. But something that you could ask is, hey, would you be willing to listen to 2 minutes of how I might ask for a co-founder, or how I might ask to make my next hire, and tell me what really stood out for you. Because what I want you to do is focus on what it is you're learning and how you guys can help each other as a community. startup founders early on have to kind of jump into the deep end of the pool over and over again and try things that are going to have them kind of look silly or not get it perfect. So I want to challenge you, whatever it is that you might be learning or growing through, to be willing to play, be willing to try with other people and ask them for specific feedback. So a way to practice is to break that thing up into small pieces, tell them what you're practicing, ask for help and ask for feedback. Let's see, I'm going to mess with you a little bit and ask for more response from the audience. I'm curious if anyone would be willing to tell me, like, what are you going to learn here today? What are you going to practice? What skill? Deadly quiet. Okay, so what's interesting about this is I'm asking you to be a little bit more vulnerable. I'm asking you to ante up and say, like, what are you not perfect at already, but you really hope to learn here? Yeah, Jonathan, you're my guy.
I'm trying to learn to be better at taking an idea that I've kind of got worked out and actually actuating it, bringing it into fruition. So the closed loop.
Mm-hmm. Say more about that. Like, how would you practice that here?
I don't know. If I knew. I think by trying to solicit more help for what the missing pieces are like before.
Uh-huh.
So.
And do you mean more help in building things or more help in actually like in the middle of a conversation?
Well, yeah, in building things, I think in realizing them the right way, because you mentioned that people do fail a lot and it's one of the anxiety points. Mm-hmm. So really just trying to figure out what I don't know and see how someone can help me with that rather than me try to do it myself.
Nice. So it's actually talking to people and asking for feedback and asking for, like, how does this sound to you? Does this actually make sense? And
right. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Anybody else? Yes. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Peter Berger, and what I'm looking to learn here is mostly I'm looking for the unexpected, essentially, and looking to just encounter something that is completely off my radar.
Awesome. So the outcome you're actually looking for is serendipity.
Correct.
You know, you're looking for the unexpected. And if the unexpected led you in a direction that would be super for your company, do you have a sense of what that would be?
I think that what I'm looking for is a serendipitous event, and it doesn't necessarily have to be for my company. It can just be in general. It could be for myself. It could be for a friend. It could be just anything. I just wanted to come here, and I like going to these things and just being open.
Nice.
And finding out, understanding that I just don't know sometimes what I need to know.
Yep, that makes sense. So you're looking for serendipity. Give this nice man a chocolate. There's your first piece of serendipity. You can depend on him. He'll actually get it for you. So what these nice gentlemen were willing to do is be a little bit vulnerable and talk about what they're learning and not necessarily get it perfect or right in service to, I'm really here to learn. And what I want to tell you is you guys are part of a fantastic community. Derek's whole purpose in building this, and I know he shares this with his team, is actually in wanting you guys to help each other and wanting you guys to form the kind of bonds that will give you pals that you can depend on and that you can come to and say, I don't know if I exactly have this right, but check me on this. Does this actually make sense? Or what did you get out of what I just said? So I want to challenge you guys to do that and to treat this like a playground. As you're here, you do not have to sit in your seat the entire time. You can manage your energy by getting up, going in the other room, seeing who's there to talk to, seeing what's going to be interesting. So this conference is a giant playground, and I challenge you to go have fun. When the sun sets on Wednesday, I've given you some tips to be a little bit more awesome version of yourself and to practice some of the habits of a successful startup founder. Thank you so much. Have a great 2 days.
Thank you very much, Marcy.